Welcome to the Round 10 edition of the Brisbane Lions Fancast with Dom Fay and Mike Whiting. And while it wasn't a win on Saturday night, it certainly wasn't an embarrassment, Mike.
They just seemed a little bit flat to me. There was just I don't know how you felt, but I thought the first quarter was a bit flat, and then obviously there was a lift in intensity in the second quarter, and we saw the results with a run of 6 goals to hit the front, but came back out after half-time and just seemed a bit flat again, like it was just nowhere near the intensity of the week before.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It has proved a problem for us all season so far, apart from that Essendon game, piecing together 4 consistent quarters. But it was good to see that second quarter when we were playing probably the best footy we have played all year.
But it probably just makes the rest of the match more disappointing, though, because you've seen what the best footy can do, but then they come out after half-time and put together a really sluggish sort of performance, I think.
So Justin Clark does return this weekend, which is good news, but that good news is offset by some bad news. Brown out, Merritt out, Leuenberger now out for 4 to 6, Rockcliffe out, and add that to Daniel Rich, who's already out as well. It's not a pretty picture.
No, it's not. You're looking at 4 or 5 of your best players there, aren't you? So a lot of holes to fill. But as an optimistic coach, like Vossi says, that word opportunity, sometimes it's just bandied around, but it really is, isn't it? Like, we get to see Billy Longer get a good crack in the ruck.
Exactly.
And
he'll get a few weeks now.
I thought he was very competitive in the few outings he's had. You've touched on Justin Clark coming back, so there's another young kid. I'm sure Sam Michael will now is likely to get another run in the seniors. So we really get to see who can play and who can't. Who else do you think might come in, mate? Your man, Paddy Kay. He has to be a chance, doesn't he?
Paddy Kay has to be a good shot. I mean,
I'm sure Vossi must listen to this. I'm sure. Surely you'd have to give Paddy a run, Vossi. Come on.
Well, the reserves on the weekend had a great come from behind win against Southport, and Karnezis was heavily tagged out of that one from what I saw. I've had a few other fans disagree with that.
So not a good time to put in not his best performance.
Perhaps not, but I still think he's got enough credits in the bank to get a run this weekend. I mean, there's a few others who would be a chance, such as Harwood and Crisp. And if he wasn't on the rookie list, you'd have to consider Callum Bartlett a shot. He played very well. The other one's probably Paparone, but I'm not sure which one of them will replace Rockcliffe. The one thing I am sure of, though, Jordan Lyle, listen to this. This is your chance. You can make your career this weekend. It is the first time you have been the main target up forward, either at your time at Hawthorn or Brisbane. This is your chance. Go out there, kick a few goals, and you can have a career from this moment.
Well, that's big words from Dom. I hope Geordie is listening, but you're spot on, because he needs to stand up. He's had 3 weeks in now in the senior team, so he's had 3 chances now, Geordie, and he's probably feeling a little bit more comfortable. He has to start believing that he belongs at that level and that he can influence the match, and whether that's kicking 2 goals or 3 goals or 4 goals or taking 8 or 10 marks or whatever, just a good contribution. And obviously we know that big guys doing well brings little guys into the game, and Brisbane's going to need a lot of different goal kickers this week. They're going to need Zorko, they're going to need Joshy Green, they're going to need some midfielders to go forward and kick some goals, and that stems from big guys creating contests.
Looking forward to the Collingwood match as a whole outside of just Jordan Lyle's game. It is Friday night footy, meaning the whole country will be watching, and it's our chance to make a statement, and we're in the 3-peat commemorative Guernsey.
The boss is
again.
in town too, mate. Andrew Demetrio's in town, so
couldn't get much bigger.
The bright lights are on.
Couldn't get much bigger. We are missing stars, but honestly, in a game like this, I don't think you can use that as an excuse.
Every match is important. We go on every week. This match is important. This week's so important. But this one is. It's so important. The bye follows this week. Brisbane's 3-6. It's almost sink or swim time as far as the season goes. If you're 3-7 at the turnaround, you can. I mean, if the finals chances aren't gone already,
you can pretty much write them off then.
So there's a chance here. Collingwood are not the force they were. Sydney are a quality team, but they pumped them last week, and they're not the first team to do it this year. So, mate, I know you're ever an optimist. Surely you must think that they've got more than a sniff this week.
It comes down to attitude. If we go out there with the attitude and intensity that we showed in the second quarter against Carlton and also in the whole match against Essendon, despite what 22 run out there, we're every chance.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously these suspensions and injuries are a huge impact, but still I think there's enough ability there with the guys that'll come in to do the job, and we've seen that Collingwood are vulnerable. They're not, I don't know what the right word is here, but they're not as adept or as enthusiastic about running both ways, and that when a team gets a run on going the other way, they haven't been as keen to run defensively, and teams can run and put goals on them in a bit of a hurry. So
if we can beat Essendon in Melbourne in the form that they are in, I think we should be every chance of beating Collingwood up here in the form that they're in.
And realistically, the last month has been reasonable. Certainly competitive against West Coast, beating Essendon, competitive against Carlton. here's another chance against Collingwood. This was the stretch that was the difficult stretch that was going to define our season. Well, here's another opportunity, and you've got to do it at home, Dom.
Yeah, you do. And one person who is going to have to shoulder a bit of responsibility this weekend with quite a few of our stars out is Simon Black. He's done it for a fair bit of his career, being the main target there in the midfield, and we're going to have a chat to him on the Fancast right after this.
At the Brisbane Lions, we love social media. Liking our fan page on Facebook or following at Brisbane Lions on Twitter is a great way to keep up to date with the latest Lions news and access exclusive behind-the-scenes content. You could also win some great prizes by entering one of our online competitions.
Joining us on the line for a chat now on the Fancast is quite possibly the most decorated player to ever play for Brisbane. He equals the club record games this weekend. It's Simon Black. Welcome to the show, Simon.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, good to be with you.
Mate, as Dom touched on there, you are equaling Marcus Ashcroft's record this weekend or Friday night. You've achieved most things in the game. What does this one mean to you?
I mean, I always looked up to Marcus as a young player when I arrived at the club. He was so professional and diligent and durable as a player. So it's sort of a bit strange to sort of think of going to be playing as many games as that he got to. So it's a bit of a strange feeling, but a great feeling considering I looked after him for all those years and was able to play in those 3 premierships with him as well. He's a great friend and someone, as I said, I've looked up to for a long period of time.
The news hasn't been great for the Lions over the past few days, obviously with quite a few players suffering injuries and more suspension worries. Do you think it's going to be a tough challenge or tougher than usual on Friday night with quite a few key players out, or do you think the boys are ready to handle it?
Oh, look, it's going to be a tough challenge, no doubt. One of those great challenges you love to get up for against Collingwood. Obviously being Friday night and a big occasion, it's going to be a real good challenge, and I'm sure the guys are looking forward to it. I know personally I am. We'll be down a few troops, but hopefully the guys can come in. They've been waiting in the wings probably for a while to get their chance and hopefully do a really good job and we can steal the points as underdogs.
How special is this match for you, Blacky? Obviously, we know that it's coming towards the end of your career, and Friday night's about as big a stage as Brisbane gets at the moment. It's the only chance for the season. How special is it for you to play on that big stage and play against one of the biggest clubs in the competition?
Yeah, look, it is. It's always special to play Collingwood and Friday night. The national audience, as they say, is always makes it that extra special. So yeah, it's something at the start of the season you always look forward to the Collingwood game. It's going to be a big game wherever it's been played. So yeah, I know we're all very much looking forward to it. Hopefully we can put in a good performance for our supporters and get a good result.
The boys are wearing the three-peat commemorative Guernsey again this weekend. How much does it mean to you to run out in that jumper again? And are you part of the group at all who'd love to see it back full-time?
Yeah, I love the jumper, Dom. I've obviously had some great times wearing that jumper, so it means a heck of a lot to me, that jumper. So whenever I've had the chance to put it on, obviously against Essendon a couple of weeks ago, it's a special feeling, and I had the pleasure of talking about what the jumper meant to me, to the boys before we ran out, and that was a really special couple of minutes for me to be able to do that. So it meant a lot to me. What has been great when we've been able to wear it, we've had some really good results, played really well. So let's hope we can do it on Friday night also.
I was going to mention that, Blacky. Is that just coincidence, or is that do you find that little bit of something extra when you wear that jumper? Because you have had some really good results in the past couple of years.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, look, I'm not sure whether the guys grow an extra leg or what it is, but maybe everyone else is a bit like me too. They realise what a special jumper is and they find a bit more for the day or something. I'm not sure.
Many players say that there's a moment when they know that their career is very much coming to an end. Have you had that moment yet, or are you still a bit up in the air?
Look, I'm still up in the air. I haven't made a decision one way or the other at this point in time, but the age of 34, it's not far off one way or the other. Whether it's this year or next year, I'm not sure, but it's obviously not 5 years away, that is for sure.
How is the knee and the body, Simon? You've had, you sort of eased your way back, haven't you? Came on as a sub, played a quarter, then you played 2.5, and then you played your first full game last week. How's the body responding, and how do you feel at this stage of the season?
Yeah, the knee's great. Yeah, the knee's holding up really well, and it's been a luxury being able to just play part games, build up and play my first full game of the weekend, and that's really helped. So my base is getting there of fitness and of match intensity, so hopefully it's not too far away, being fully fit.
Now obviously Vossi's a good mate of yours and has been for many years, and there's been probably intensifying media pressure on him until the Essendon game at least. How much of a motivating factor is it for you running out each week knowing that you're representing him and probably his career?
Oh look, yeah, you certainly feel for Vossi with the pressure that he's had on him. You want to win for him, but you want to win for ourselves and everyone. I'm not sure how much more extra you do for Michael, but you certainly do feel when he's been confident in the media or what have you. So yeah, it's great. I mean, I really enjoyed that winning against Essendon last week. It was kind of really great to see the pressure released from Vossi's face. I really feel for him when he wears all this pressure from the media.
What can you see in the Lions going forward, Simon, no matter whether you play this season or another one or another two or whatever? What sort of hope can you give to the supporters with the youth and the development and the young talent at the club? What can you see?
Yeah, look, we probably aren't the most naturally talented group in the AFL. I think if we can bring every time we play really good pressure on the opposition, like we showed last week against Essendon, that's the sort of pressure that we need every week, and that's probably our starting point. And our offense can kind of take care of itself. We can find enough avenues to goal and not relying always on Brownie, keep the half a dozen goals or whatever. We need different options. So that's probably our look at our team going forward. That's the way we need to be able to play. But the pressure's a big thing. We need to be able to really shut down the opposition and close down their time and space, and as a number one priority, I believe.
Just before we let you go, Blacky, you've had Lockie now at home for over a year. How's life going as a dad? Do you think you've settled in, and does he show any early signs of footballing talent?
Nah, look, I love it. I adore the little fella. Really enjoy seeing the growth in him every few weeks and the different things he gets up to. So, yeah, it's been just an amazing 20 months and just loved it. When Adam Scott won the Masters the other week, I went out and bought him a little plastic golf set, so he's starting to smack a plastic ball around with a golf club, which is pretty funny to watch. He's improving. He couldn't hit it the first few days, but now he's whacking around the lounge room, so it's been a lot of fun.
Directing him to where the money is, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you won't get too many bumps and bruises playing golf, I would have thought.
Well, thanks for joining us on the Fancast today, Blacky, and all the best for this weekend and the rest of the season.
Thanks, guys. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Looking ahead to this weekend's games before we go, the reserves are back in Brisbane for the first time in about a month, I think. They're up against the Suns reserves at Giffen Park, Cooperoo.
Just a little bit of news there. Sorry to cut you off, Dom, that the Suns will have Nathan Bock back for his first game in 13 months. So there's an extra little element to the reserves contest.
That'll be a good test for our young boys, and I don't think you need to add that much more anyway to Lions reserves versus Suns reserves games. They're always fiery. So that is Saturday at 1:30 at Cooperoo, and then the seniors obviously Friday night, the big nationwide game against Collingwood at the Gabba. It's a 7:50 start. It will be on Channel 7 or 7 Mate nationally. And what an opportunity to put our boys on the map.
Oh, get out there and support your team.
Yeah.
You want to see the Gabba with 30,000 minimum, don't you? I think we had 25 against Carlton. We want to see 30,000. Like, there's no excuses. It's Friday night.
And from experience, Collingwood always get quite a few fans along.
Absolutely, they do. So
we need to be sure that we get a fair few along to drown them out.
Don't want to see a lot of black and white in the stands overwhelming the Lions supporters, do we?
Definitely not. Hopefully, when we come back next week and discuss where the club's at mid-season, because obviously next week is bye week, we will have some good news and things will have ended at the halfway point of the season on a positive note.
Be nice, won't it? Because you got 2 weeks to stew on it.
Last year, the West Coast game gave us 2 weeks of joy. Let's hope this Collingwood game can do the same. That's it for us now, though. Bye.
See you guys.